Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Be Real Entertainment presents Sports Spit, and I'm your host, Jay Maurice, with my co-host,
Victor Garner, Slick Vic. What up, y'all?
Hey, we coming to you from the Hall of Game, where we're giving you 360 degrees of game. For those that don't understand, that's game all the way round.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Now, we're going to get this cast in motion. We're going to put this thing in motion.
Let's do it.
With the, I got a question for you, Vic.
Let's go.
Recently, LeBron James, he hinted that he might retire, right?
Right.
Okay, so the question I got for you, do you feel like he made that comment because he was, one, mad, frustrated because of, they just got swept out the playoffs? Or do you feel like he made that comment because he wanted attention? And do you believe him?
So the questions are: was he just seeking attention, or was he just emotional?
Well, first question: was he mad? Do you think that he made that comment because he was mad?
Well, mad at who though? Like,
because they lost.
I mean, but who he mad at? He just mad that they lost?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess. I mean, he had a good last game, but he didn't play great. He didn't play great in the second half. He had a great first half.
Mm-hmm. But he 38, so he wore down. He did all that.
Yeah.
He was shoulder shrugging and doing all this, and after he make a basket, like yeah.
Yeah, he felt good early.
Yeah.
He wasn't doing that shrugging late. They were shrugging him late. Yeah.
So, do you think he just made that comment because he was upset that they got swept?
No, I don't think it was like an emotional state, a comment. I heard that he had kind of deflected because he wasn't even really asked the question when he hinted at his retirement.
Right.
He had during that media session, several reporters had asked him, was he contemplating retirement? How did he feel about coming back and trying again next year and all? And he deflected all those questions. He didn't even answer them. Right. He said, I ain't thinking about next year right now. Then fast forward 5, 6, 7 minutes later, after the PR man for the Lakers says last question, then he throw that little extra in there, and they can't ask nothing else. And now they can't say nothing else.
Right.
And he just walk out, and now they like, yeah. A couple reporters had caught up to him just to get some clarification outside of that media session. But no, I don't think he was mad. Maybe he was disappointed. I'd definitely say this was the last chance he'd have to win a ring, like in his career. I don't think he'll ever have another better opportunity than this going forward. And I don't believe it was just out of him being emotional. And by seeking attention, you mean to just try to steal Jokic's shine?
Yeah.
Because it was Joker's moment.
Because they got swept.
To make it about something bigger.
So they wanted, I called him an attention junkie. Because he always wanna put the spotlight on him and what he's doing and overshadow anything else and everything else that goes on in the league. Especially when they don't win. But if they win, it's I made it through adversity. I'm 38. I blase blah whoop de whoop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, do you think that he was deliberately trying to steal the juice?
Just Joker's moment.
Yeah, from the Denver Nuggets.
I do subscribe to some of that theory. I do believe that he kind of wanted to not be he didn't want the narrative to be, and this is LeBron's his impact. He knows if he says that, the narrative isn't the Lakers getting swept no more.
Exactly.
It's not. They're not talking about what happened, how the season ended. They're talking about like, oh, is he coming back? If he does come back, what do they got to do to bring him back?
Mm-hmm.
And I do believe that some of that, whether intentional or unintentional, kind of stole from the Denver Nuggets and Joker's moment,
Right.
Of triumph. Because, this is probably the first time that LeBron has lost in his career and thought, damn, I wasn't the best player.
Mm-hmm.
And all the other times he lost, he could look at the numbers and be like, I still was the best player. I still played the best.
Well, this was the third time that he actually got swept in his career in the playoffs.
Yes.
So maybe the first time, but the second time, nah. Because if I ain't mistaken, I think they got swept by the Warriors.
Yeah, they got swept by the. But his stats were crazy, and he could still look at himself and look at his numbers and look how he performed personally and be like, I'm still the best player on the planet. But after what happened with Denver and Jokic,
no, when they got swept by the Warriors, that was with KD.
I know. I'm aware.
He
aware.
Didn't play the best. He didn't play better than KD.
I believe that, and you believe that. I'm saying, but LeBron walked away from that series and was like, I was still the best player.
Yeah, well, he was delusional.
But there is no amount of delusion right now that would convince LeBron that he was the best player on that court.
He was the oldest player.
Maybe that in the quarter. They get you a bag of chips 20 years ago.
Hey, but now for the final part of that question, do you believe him when he said that he was going to retire?
No.
Or he hinted that he would.
No.
He didn't say that he was going to retire. He just hinted at it.
I think it's in classic LeBron James fashion. I think it was a power play.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's to get the
change the narrative.
To get the front office focused on improving the team. And when I say improving the team, I don't mean like getting younger players. I'm talking about like for now, like not making future plays. I think they want the Lakers to trade that other draft pick because they already traded one of their draft picks. And I'm on record on this pod saying that if it didn't result in a championship, it was a wasted attempt.
Mm-hmm.
And now looking back at it, all that stuff we got for that pick don't mean nothing. We got Russell. The fans don't really want him back. They're talking about parlaying him into Kyrie. Who knows? That's not the answer.
Right. Kyrie don't play defense neither.
He don't. But maybe they feel like Anthony Davis plays enough defense, and they just need the buckets from Kyrie.
Okay.
But
I've heard people, give praises to the team that, especially you. I heard you give praises to the team that they had built for the second half of the season. Like, oh man, this is one of the best teams that they've had, and that ain't good enough.
Yeah.
But they are the narrative that's been on LeBron James. He makes players better. Why didn't he make them better?
Well, Austin Reeves just made him $100 million, so I think
Austin Reeves did that on himself.
Hachimura, he about to get paid.
Hachimura did that on himself.
He wasn't open. He wasn't open because
Hachimura did that by himself.
He made the shots, but he wasn't open because he got open.
He wasn't just shooting shots. He was going to the bucket.
Yeah, but it started out for him just shooting threes, just being in the corner. And after he got started to get hot, then he started to surprise people with other stuff.
Okay, so you think that he made Rui better?
I think that Rui's about to get paid.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
You can call that what you want to call it. I think he's about to make some money.
If they keep him, because if they try to get somebody like Kyrie, they gonna have to let some people go.
Yeah, definitely. But to me, this is the example. I think the role players, for the most part, did their thing. they had two role players, or as everybody like to say, the others now.
The others, right?
Two of them have come through in pretty much every game.
Mm-hmm.
We had a failure at the superstar level.
Correct.
Our superstars weren't superstars.
Right.
So, I mean...
Well, it was the first game in Game 1 and Game 4. They took turns. They alternated.
They weren't ever superstars together.
AD took the first game, scored 40. LeBron, he was pedestrian. And then Game 4, LeBron scored 40. And AD was pedestrian.
You can call them superstars. You can call them all-stars. I don't care what you call them. But Jokic and Murray outplayed them in this series.
No doubt.
They got outplayed by Murray and Jokic.
No doubt.
Their 1-2 was better than the Lakers 1-2, the R 1-2, my 1-2.
Well, the bench was better than their bench as well.
Oh, the
Denver Nuggets bench was better. Yeah.
Who did they have? Brown. Who else came off the bench? I'm trying to think.
I think Brown did come off the bench.
Brown came off the bench.
Well, let's
Who
say
else
they
had an
others.
impactful game?
Let's say they others, not just the bench.
Okay, so you're talking about KCP and you're talking Gordon
and Porter Jr.
Yeah, Porter Jr. Yeah, I mean, hell, Porter Jr. might be an all-star in his own right, like at some point.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, he's got all the talent. It's just, can he stay healthy? And that guy's a knockdown shooter, man. Like, some of the shots he hit. Like, some of the shots that all those guys hit, though. Like, some of that stuff is just, you tip your hat. Like,
man, but did you see Joker, though? The way he was just holding the ball behind his head and just flinging it. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. You just got to tip your hat. Like, well, we just going to go home if you're going to do that. Like, we just going home. Like, Right. And so, yeah, I mean, just the Lakers, they weren't good enough, and that wasn't because the role players weren't good enough. I think the role players, if you give me Kobe and Shaq, man, I think, if they got players like that coming through, and it don't matter, that's a different character, it's a different player every game, but as long as they got that kind of production, like if the Lakers, if the Shaq and Kobe Lakers got 40 points a night from their role players, like, oh yeah, we ain't getting beat.
But check this out though. Everybody was getting down on Russell, D'Lo.
D'Lo, yeah, I remember at one point he was a -53.
But he ended the game with a +6.
Oh, the one game?
The final, the sweep game.
Yeah,
he ended the game with a +6. And LeBron was a -2, and AD was a -6. Yeah. AD was a -6. So, I mean,
I think that probably Russell. I think Russell played all his minutes in the first half when they were winning. So
well, he didn't get back out there.
Yeah,
Birmingham didn't put him back out there.
Yeah, I mean they had Reeves out there, they had Schroeder out there. And unfortunately, they had Lonnie Walker out there. I mean, Lonnie had his time, he had his moment, but I think he had entirely too much rope after that one moment. Like, it was kind of fool's gold.
Yeah.
Like, it was almost the worst thing that could have happened to him.
Well, I say that the whole Lakers, when they beat the Warriors, they players was playing above their head. It was like that was their championship because they was playing against the champs, and they took on the challenge, and they stepped up to the challenge.
Well, who do you think played above their head though?
Lonnie Walker.
Well, he had a night. That was one night where he played above his head. He didn't even get in all the other games.
D'Lo.
Nah, D'Lo.
It seemed like D'Lo couldn't even miss a shot.
Yeah, I just think D'Lo had. I just think against Denver he had a bad series. I don't think it was. I think he just had a bad four games.
No, I'm talking about when they played against us. They played above their head.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think D'Lo played above his head. I think he's that guy that he's gonna get hot, but he just couldn't find a shot in this Denver series. I don't really feel like it's a reason why. I don't think it was anybody that was like that.
Listen, he wasn't hot like that when he was at Minnesota. He wasn't hot like that when he was with us. And he wasn't hot like that when he played with the Lakers the first time.
I mean, well, he's a 20-point per game guy. Like he can get hot and get you buckets. Like that's just who he is. He ain't gonna give you much of anything else.
That's 5 points a quarter.
And
that's 5 points a quarter.
That is a great career for 95% of players.
Maybe
for 95% of players.
Man, what he was doing against us was
7 points a quarter is a superstar. 5 points per quarter could be an all-star.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, you got anything to say about the Denver Nuggets?
Oh man, great series. Joker, like I remember when we started this year, at the beginning of the season, early in the season, we had we were talking about Joker, and I said he was a great player, and you kind of turned your nose up a little bit, like great player, and we kind of had to talk about it for a second, and then you finally landed on like, okay, yeah, maybe he is a great player, and
he ain't win the MVP though.
I think he got 2 of them already.
Yeah, but them old.
Just like Steph's.
But you know what? The thing is, they ain't issued no more of them trophies out yet, so them still new. They still got their shine on it.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? But until they issue some new ones.
Are you picking against Joker to get his? He gonna get one. He getting this one. I'm picking him to get this one. He gonna win the MVP and the Finals MVP in the same year.
He gonna win the MVP.
Or not the MVP.
He can't be win the MVP.
I meant the MVP. Yeah, he's gonna win the Finals MVP though.
Okay.
He gonna get the right one.
So you that means you picking no matter who go.
No matter who go. Yeah, I'm taking Denver, man. I thought the Lakers was the second best team. Well, not I thought whoever won that series was gonna win the championship, and nothing I've seen has convinced me otherwise.
Okay. But now let's roll on over to the eastern side.
Mm-hmm. Boston fighting for their life. Boston
surprised me. I thought they was gonna get swept up under the rug just like the Lakers, but nope. Boston, you know, they pulled through, and they won Game 4.
Mm-hmm.
Convincingly.
Mm-hmm.
Convincingly. Yep. So, anything about that?
Well, I mean, it's funny because Tatum finally had a good game. And the players are coaching themselves again, apparently.
I made a reference to that on the last podcast that Joe Mazzulla was being outcoached by Eric Spoelstra.
I mean, well, he's getting out. He's getting out coached by everybody. He was getting out, like he'd have got out coached by Doc Rivers.
Okay.
I mean, but it's Joe Mazzulla is a rookie head coach.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, it seems like, and this is his first year, he can get better. There's room for that. He's 34. Like,
right. He's my son's age.
Yeah, he's got players on his team that's older than him. Al Horford's older than he is. But it seems like he's not only a rookie head coach, like he's a bad head coach.
Ooh.
And he's just got talent on his team. He's got a lot of talent.
Right.
I can't remember who said it, but a famous coach once said that talent is what gets you fired.
Yeah.
You got players who got all the skill level and they losing. And I think ultimately that's what's going to happen to Joe Mazzulla. I think you've got a bad head coach going up against a great head coach. Like Spoelstra is top 5 in the league head coaches.
Okay.
Like I don't think anybody will say anything any different than that. He might not be number 1, he might not be number 2, but he is definitely top 5. And he's probably coaching against bottom 5?
I think that win that they got in Game 4 probably saved his job.
Saved it? You meant for to Game 5, or would you?
Nah, they wasn't gonna fire him in between games. They wasn't gonna do that.
I'm talking about I'm saying if they lose Game 4, I think his job is fired. I think he's fired at the podium.
Oh.
Like I think
don't even go to.
Yeah, don't even go.
Don't even go to the podium.
Don't even go. Don't even go. Like you're no longer an employee of the Celtics. You can't go to that. You can't go to that media session.
Right. Okay.
And so we're gonna go ahead and send Brad Stevens. We're going to let him walk out there and answer questions. But I think anything short of them going to Game 7, he's out. And I think that Jimmy Butler is going to be like the first player ever to have a positive indentation on the coach killer.
He's gonna be the first player to get the other team's coach.
He already got Bud. He just collecting heads at this point. Like, I mean, Tibbs. Nobody pointed the finger at Tibbs. So I guess Tibbs was safe, but he didn't got Bud, and Joe's next.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I don't see them. The only way I think he saves his job is if they can either make it to the Game 7, and I guess definitely if they win Game 7. But I don't see that happening.
Okay. You think it's gonna be a gentleman's sweep?
Yeah. Well, I was about to say they're going to Boston, but they basically don't even have a home court advantage in Boston. So,
and you just got to remember
they lost
Miami lost the first. Miami took the first 2 games in Boston. Yeah,
so they ain't scared to play in Boston.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, I think it's over, man. I don't think they get another one. I think that's it. That's all she wrote. I think it's over tonight. Game tonight?
No, ain't no
it's
game
not tonight.
Okay.
Okay.
Ain't no game tonight.
Well, okay. Well, Game 5 is over.
Okay.
It's over.
Well, do you think? I heard something like Jaylen Brown was. Is he a free agent?
No.
Well, they was talking about making moves or something to let Jaylen go and do something else.
No, he's signed. They'd have to trade him. That's probably what they're talking about. Just trades for Jaylen Brown, because he's signed, but they just. At this point, these guys have been playing together 6 years, and they made one NBA Finals, but Jaylen Brown is still, when he plays around the crowd, guys are reaching for the ball, and he's always, he doesn't have a great handle. I don't know what you get for him, because it's hard when you try to give up on a player when all their flaws have been exposed.
Jaylen he's a star. He's a star in this league. And people used to say the same thing about Jimmy Butler when Butler was in Chicago and Derrick Rose was doing his thing. Now look at Butler.
Yeah, Butler was a player who was a grinder, man. Because he was. But back then, he was just defensive. Everybody thought he was defensive.
We didn't really know him like that though back then.
Because all he did was play defense, and then every year he improved his offensive game, and got a little better, and to the point it was like, oh man, he's actually good. Mm-hmm. It was kind of like a Paul George, just with more grit, I guess. I think people would say that Paul George was a better player, but Jimmy Butler's a winner.
Right.
He's the type of player that you can win with. Neither player's won anything, but people, people are probably legitimately, I won't say afraid of Jimmy, but when they got to lock horns with Jimmy, they know they got to lock in for 48.
They better pack their lunch.
Yeah, you better. Yeah,
you bring your hard hat.
Yeah,
and your safety glasses.
Yeah,
and all your PPE.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because if you got to play Jimmy, man, you better not went out and drinking the night before, partying and all that. Nah, get you rest, dog. Get you rest. Mm-hmm. We don't care that you in Miami. Get you some rest. Yeah, so yeah, I think so. I don't think Boston gets another game. I think they probably make some big changes, and I think Jaylen Brown. They try to see what they can get for him, and the rumor is that Jaylen Brown actually, after his name was thrown in Kevin Durant trades, he don't want to be there anymore either.
Right.
It's already, he's already a pro black guy. He's real pro black, and
just in Boston,
yeah,
is
and it's a conflict.
Oxymoron.
Yeah, it's just a conflict. Yeah, and so he was all, so like it seemed like the longer he's played in Boston, the more that's kind of, kind of been there, just in the background, just kind of sitting there, and this gives and with them, putting him in trade rumors even after they made an NBA Finals with him.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's just like, all right, well,
But that's the city of Boston for you. They don't like people that look like me and you or Jaylen Brown.
Yeah.
Now they don't mind Tatum, because he kind of right.
So mulatto.
Yeah. They'd tolerate that, but the Chocolate Brothers,
mm-hmm.
they don't really care for him if you ain't towing the line.
Yeah, I mean,
Bill doing what they want you to do.
But Russell said he didn't go back there for a long time after he retired.
Yeah, because they broke in his house and painted his house, put all kind of stuff. Man, they dog dude.
Like after the guy that gave you 11 championships, and I know the NBA wasn't as big then as it is now. So I mean, maybe there's a whole different kind of level of appreciation there.
I don't think so. It's the same.
But
it's the same. It ain't changed. It ain't gonna change unless you make it change, and ain't nobody made it change, so it's still the same.
Right. So yeah, so I don't think so that it's already kind of a disconnect there between the city of Boston, the team of Boston, and Jaylen Brown. So I wouldn't be surprised if just all parties were just like, maybe it's in the best interest if we make a change.
Mm-hmm.
I think you can, like a divorce where they just say, what do they call them when
amicable?
Yeah, amicable. Yeah. This is just everybody just decided to go their own way. Like it's just better.
Yeah, that's cool. So in that event, if you say if Miami win, okay, Denver gonna been rested up for about 8 or 9 days before the finals begin. Denver is the favorite.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You picking Denver.
Definitely. Are you not picking Denver?
I'm gonna say this. I want Miami to win.
Finals June 1st.
June 1st, right. Now, will I put any money on it? No, sir.
That's not where the smart money is.
No, sir.
Would you put money on Denver? Somebody said, man.
Nah, I wouldn't even put money on Denver.
Like 50, man. I take Miami.
No.
Okay.
Nah, I ain't gonna put no money on it. But I want Miami to win.
Okay. Oh.
Now I think Denver will win too, but I'm going with the underdog. I'm rooting for the underdog. I'm rooting for Miami, the Heat.
Now, this is I don't know.
Me and my son.
Who's your son?
My second oldest son. He loved the Miami Heat.
Oh, okay. He got.
Yeah, he and I don't understand
did
why.
Did it fracture the house when it was Shaq?
Yeah, man, because I'm like, we was all Lakers.
Was he a Shaq? So he was a Shaq guy then?
Nah,
Oh no.
Well, when Shaq went to the Heat, yeah, he liked the Shaq then. But when Shaq was with the Lakers, he was with the Heat. He just loved the Heat.
He was still with the Heat.
He was still Heat. Everybody, all my other sons was Lakers.
Okay.
And he was the only person that was a Heat.
Okay. Well, he was.
But he just wanted to be different.
That's
him.
And you'll have that.
That's him.
Yeah, you have that.
That is him.
You'll have that.
But I know he's happy now.
So I want to kind of discuss like when it's NBA Finals, and I don't really have a dog in the race. I always look at both sides and be like, who deserves a ring? Like, who do I want to have a ring? So, who do you think deserves a ring? Do you think anybody on the Nuggets like deserves a ring where you'd be like, man,
no, they don't deserve no ring. Denver almost like Boston.
Just nobody on the squad.
Just not as worse.
Just not as worse.
Yeah, they just a different.
I thought that was your. I mean, but
I do love to go to Denver.
Yeah, I'm about to say I heard.
I do love it, but they still kind of they different out there.
I heard this was I heard this finals is like a lottery pick for locations. You know, it says it's a contrast. You know, it's a contrast, little party, different parties, different kinds of parties.
Mm-hmm. I think definitely Miami deserves it. I think definitely Miami deserves it, and for Spoelstra to win a championship with the team that he got now, this will cement him as a top tier coach. Because I don't really think you're a top tier coach when you got LeBron, D Wade, and and Chris Bosh.
Is that almost like having like Steph Curry and Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson? Is it?
Well, see,
I don't want to hear
the only thing that separates that is, you know what I'm saying, Curry won multiple.
They won multiple?
2.
That's multiple. That's like the definition of multiple.
Just a pair.
That's
just a pair.
That's just some fruit.
That's just a pair. Right. We won a few. He won a few.
Oh man. Well, I said with Kevin Durant though. That's what I was. That was the argument I was making with Kevin Durant. They won 2 with Kevin Durant.
Yeah. So yeah, that was kind of cheat code. Yeah.
Definitely cheat code. You know, you got 2 of the 5 best players on your team. I mean, now the Lakers had that, but it was kind of grown. Like they didn't acquire. I mean, well, they did acquire Kobe and they did acquire Shaq, but they got Kobe when he was a rookie,
and even when they had Magic.
Oh my God. And I seen this. Just stuff on the internet. That's why I don't be on the internet all that much anymore. I seen this stat where it was like loyalty rings, and it was like Shaq, drafted by Orlando, 0. Kobe, drafted by Charlotte, 0. Like, get out of here.
Hold on, you can't
get out of here.
He was drafted by Charlotte,
yeah,
but he was traded on game. Yeah,
he never played a game. He never
right.
went to a practice, a scrimmage. Like,
right, so they need to keep Mr. Bryant's name out their mouth. They don't know what they're talking about. See, that's somebody was born in the 2000s.
Well, and then it said LeBron, Cleveland won. Like, you know.
See, that was somebody that was born in the 2000s, and they don't really know nothing for real.
They knew what they were doing. They knew what they were doing. Like you gotta have some knowledge to know that Kobe wasn't drafted by. Because I think it's a casual person just thinks they know Kobe only played for one team. Mm-hmm. So you got to kind of be in the weeds a little bit to know that Kobe was drafted by Charlotte, because everybody don't know that. Mm-hmm. That's just not like just run of the mill NBA knowledge. Like, yeah. Okay. So I think that's just somebody being just kind of making the point they want to make type of deal. And yeah, it was just annoying. So you think Spoelstra deserves a ring, and who, anybody else on that Heat team?
And Jimmy.
And Jimmy
deserve a ring.
Yeah.
Jimmy deserve a ring.
And that's how I feel, man. I feel like, you know, Jamal Murray, he's young. He ain't really one of my favorite players. He's not. I don't think he's one of. But he's not. He had a hell of a Western Conference Finals. Yeah. Can't take nothing away from the man. He was killing those. He was killing my guys, man.
He's growing on me for real. He's growing on me.
But I don't feel like he put in the work to deserve a ring. I mean, yeah, he had them 2 years of injury where he couldn't really play. That sucks. You know, I get it. Mm-hmm. You know, and Jokic, 2 MVPs, one of the best big men, or the best big man in the game, I guess. Now he about to have 2 MVPs in the ring. Who else can say that?
You can't keep giving all these people rings, because I remember sitting here when the Lakers was playing, and you know, you was going through so many scenarios on how the Lakers was going how they would match up against this player and win and doing all that, and you virtually gave in your mind, in your headspace, you gave them the ring. Stop giving people the ring before they get swept.
Well, I mean, maybe I'm a double agent, man. Maybe I'm trying to get Jimmy. Maybe I'm trying to get Jimmy that ring.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, but still, like, even with all the work Joker's put in, I still don't feel like he deserves the ring.
No, me neither.
But if he get it, man, like I can't take it away from him. He earned it.
Yeah.
I mean,
and at least it won't be a bubble ring.
I mean, he's beat Kevin Durant. He beat LeBron. Like, I mean, what else you want from the guy? Like, I mean, that's what he gonna put. He gonna put, on his wall of who he beat. He gonna be like Chris Paul, cross through. Kevin Durant, cross through. Devin Booker, cross through. Anthony Davis, cross through. LeBron, 3 cross throughs. 4. 4. Swept.
But you know one name that he didn't got no cross or no name up there?
Yeah, well, that's because he didn't make it.
It don't matter. It don't matter. He had his chances. He had his chance. Last year he had his chance.
Jokic ain't going nowhere.
Bam. He ain't gonna have his name up there. He ain't gonna have Mr. Curry.
I'm talking about on his championship run. And then Jimmy Butler lying across. So, I mean, people could try to illegitimize it or take shots at it, but he gonna be able to say that.
It's gonna be legit. It's gonna be whoever wins, it's gonna be a legitimate title.
Yeah. I think this was the most the first 2 rounds were like the most interesting playoffs I think I've ever witnessed. The conference finals were a dud. Like, not kind of a dud. They were a dud. I think this thing.
Why you say that? Because I love the conference finals. I mean, that was one of the best. I stayed up all night to watch them games.
Well, sweeps aren't really that. I mean,
sweeps is the best.
Sweeps is the best.
Especially if it ain't your team getting swept. You know what I'm saying? So I can understand why you feel that way, because it was your team that got swept on.
Well, I mean, I don't care who. I don't care. I mean, it just showed it wasn't. Well, it actually kind of fooled you a little bit, because you say it wasn't competitive.
It was.
The games were competitive.
Yeah.
But one team won all the games.
Yeah.
So, they were competitive, but not really a whole bunch of drama there in the end.
But I was always told that a joker beats a king every time. A joker will beat a king every time.
Oh, man, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I know.
I like that. All right. But yeah, so I think this was the most. I think just the parity in the league right now is just crazy. Like, it's amazing. I think, actually, because I mean, how many teams have a chance to win a championship? I mean, I think if we started at the start of the postseason, I definitely know Miami wouldn't have been in there. Wasn't nobody gonna say Miami. I mean, you might like Miami to have a competitive series, but you ain't gonna pick them to go to the finals.
Especially from the AFC, the play-in game.
Yeah, exactly. So I think
came from the play-in game.
Coming here going forward, man. I mean, I think I'm excited just for the unpredictability of the league. I mean, we're getting Wembanyama next year, and we'll see how that goes. But we're out of the era of errors, I think, for right now. At least that's what it looks like so far. I mean, maybe we're stepping into the Joker era. I don't know, but there are no Warriors. There are no Warriors.
What you mean? There ain't no Warriors. That
run is,
man. Hold on, just because no. Just because we didn't win it one year, even when the Bulls was going through their thing, they went 2 years without winning it.
Well, that's because
Jordan came back.
Jordan was gone 1 year.
A year and a half. He came back. They still didn't win it.
Yeah, and they got beat. Yeah.
So I mean, it's times when we take a year off and we win again. Even when we won, we lost one. We lost to 16. and then we still, you know, came back to do our thing. So just because we didn't win it this year, you know, because it was a lot of turmoil in the beginning of the season and, you know, all things like that, you know what I'm saying? But
the point I'm trying
we
to
ain't
make,
over. The point I'm trying to make is we ain't over. We still good.
The point I'm trying to make,
in the words of John Morant, we still good in the West.
and y'all both on the couch saying that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But the point I'm trying to make is that there is no team where it's like, oh man, they got the league on lock. Like the next 3-4 years, like it ain't even gonna be competitive. So there are no juggernaut teams right now. It don't seem like there's no, at least not yet. I mean, maybe Denver proves us wrong and Jokic is some maestro and they get some buyout guys or some vets that want to take a discount and chase a ring. And maybe they turn into some juggernaut.
Well, what if Miami, what if the Lakers get Kyrie Irving? Then you got Kyrie Irving, AD, and LeBron. That's not a juggernaut.
It's still the same. There are no, when I say juggernaut, I mean like a team where you'd be like
we're the Warriors.
Like the old Warriors, not the old Warriors. A team where teams be like, man, well, for the next 3-4 years, like, why even sign a guy? Like, why go sign the best free agent? Because it ain't gonna mean nothing. Yeah, right, I'm saying, yeah, there will be no colossal team to be scared of, and so I think the ring thing. It's open season for everybody right now.
Mm-hmm. And well, that's how the league wanted. They coming up with some type of rules and luxury tax, and they making some new rule that they implemented where, you know, it's gonna be hard for teams to have a third guy, a third all-star. Yeah, you know, you can have 2, but not 3.
What's funny is traditionally, and you don't always see it coming, but traditionally there are always errors in the NBA. Like there's always been these teams that get together and they have a 3-4 year run or whatever, what have you. But since 2000, since not 2000, but since 2019, there has been no repeat champion. The closest you had is the Warriors who've been to 2 finals, won one, lost one.
No, we won 2 in a row.
Well, I'm talking about since 2019.
Oh, okay.
So it's been mostly different teams every year. It's been 4 different champions over the last 4 years. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I guess we're in the middle of that era where it's open season and not anybody can win a ring, but if you have a contending team, you might as well just take a shot because who knows how it plays out.
Right.
And so I think as a fan, that's exciting, and as especially if you're a fan of a contending team right now, because you feel like you've got a legitimate shot. I mean, of course, you got a Giannis and a LeBron and a Curry and who won the other ring?
Mr. Curry.
And Kawhi, but all those players are like old now, man. Like all those guys are like 35, except for Kawhi and he Benjamin. He ain't Benjamin Button. Benjamin Button was getting younger.
Curry won't be 35 the next year.
Yeah, I mean, but he's gonna be 35 next year.
Right.
So these guys are going to be on the way out here soon. So I don't know. I just think it's exciting as a fan to have just to not feel like a team's going to be dominant and just kind of like we'll see who wants to play for second. So
yeah,
just my opinion.
Okay. Hey man, it's been a real good one.
Yes, sir.
The finals is just
on the
around
horizon.
the corner.
On the horizon, man.
Yeah, the finals is just around the corner. So, hey, it's been real.
Yes, sir.
And this is what we do when we through.
Peace.
Yep.
Thanks for tuning in, y'all. Like, subscribe, share on all the socials.
And comment.
Put them in your Facebook groups. Yeah, I don't know if IG got groups or whatever, but share them with your peoples, man. You know,
exactly.
Get them hit.
Exactly. Check us out later. All right.